I am definitely fired up today, man. I'm feeling so fired up, man. They call me the Vibemaker. Sometimes people have the audacity to vibe check me. Don't vibe check me ever, man. I'm the Vibemaker. It's vibe by name, vibe by nature. I have come from my run and in the gym. Man, buster calories today, man. Buster sweat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, feeling good. I'm feeling fired up. How you feeling today? Illness.
Fam, you know what it is, yeah? I've had a mad weekend, very busy, quite a few gigs. So today is actually my Sunday, bro. I'm nice and chilled, in good health. You know what I'm saying? Amen and these things. You know what I'm saying? So fam.
Man said amen and these things.
And these things, all of that.
We in the virtual room though, man.
One it is that suits you. Bro, we're outside, man. Do you know what I'm saying? We're outside. We're in a virtual room. We haven't been recording for a period of time. I want to apologize to the people that have been following the podcast. Do you know what's mad, yeah? Like, there's people that will stop me and say, yo, fam, I've been watching but they don't leave no comment. They don't, like, what's going on, people? Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is to my people out there that have been following, because I know you have, because you've been saying, when's the next one dropping?
Yeah, drop a comment.
We're here, we're outside. Yeah, man, drop a comment, man. Show some love.
Like
man.
up the thing.
Man had a little break. And the break turned into an extended period of absence. So without further ado, we're in the virtual room. We are here, fam, and we got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, man. The conversation's on site. We got to let them know the conversation's on site. You know what I'm saying? And when the conversation's on site, illness, man, I feel like we're going to dive straight in, man. We've done a little, you know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a sense of deja vu here, and we're talking about stuff that we've already spoken about. And I just want to say, people might not understand how this podcast thing goes, but you see, like, we do this podcast. Sometimes me and Illness, we're talking about what we're going to talk about before we actually start recording, and Ilse is like, nah, I ain't talking about it. Let's save it for the podcast. Let's save it for the live discussion. Yep. And I rate that. You know what? Did he do it though? When you got a brute that's next to you, yeah, and you're trying to defend the brute because maybe you never saw what the brute's been doing, or you got people that don't know the brute and they're trying to defend the brute. But then the smoking gun comes out, because this week, you know the video I'm talking about. We've seen a video of Sean Puff Daddy Combs, P Diddy, in a hotel from 2016, getting into a fumble, putting his hands on Cassie, the woman that he was dating for many years. And the allegations have came out recently. There's been a ton of allegations. I know you heard about some of the allegations. You might not even really know Diddy like that, because you might be a younger generation, but you're hearing about the allegations of this guy that was a music mogul. And people was like really debating about the allegations, because these allegations have been wild. But like I say, we've seen the smoking gun now. The videos came out. It always seems to be TMZ as well. We've seen the video of this guy in the hotel kicking and putting his hands on this woman in a hotel from 2016. Violating. It's just despicable behavior. Violation. Despicable behavior, man. What were your views on the video, Ilse?
I mean, listen, as you said, deja vu. We done a podcast before. Was that just us, or was Friction involved in that podcast we spoke about? Either way, we spoke about it, and I said about how upset I was about all of the allegations. And I said, if there's a smoking gun, it's over. This is not a smoking gun. This gun has been burnt to the ashes, bro. Like the smoke, like this is a madness. I want to just put a disclaimer out there, and I want to say this, and I don't want to stay too long on this. And if you judge me by this, I'm not going to apologize, because this is my belief. But it is my belief that a man has a right, just as anyone has a right, to defend themselves. So if a woman puts their hands on you as a man, you can defend yourself. Do you hear that word? I'm being very intentional with that word. Defend yourself. This was not a defense. There was no attack from Cassie whatsoever. Diddy went in there and just laid into her. He threw a vase at her. He even to the point
I didn't see that part. It threw a vase at her.
There's more. There's more.
I saw enough, Ilse. I didn't need to see more. I saw them in the hallway. I saw him putting his hands on her. I saw him kicking her on the floor. And I was like, I feel like we're living in a generation now where people see stuff like this and they're desensitized as well. Like, we're here, like, I don't know if we're taking the high road, but there's some people that see stuff like this, maybe because they see it in movies, or they expect women to be treated like this, or maybe they treat women like this, or maybe their friends treat women like this, and they think this ain't that bad. I see this and it's shocking, bruv. Shocking. Despicable.
I think that, if you're young and impressionable, then maybe you're learning about this. But the only people or persons, or whichever word is the correct word to use, that can think that this ain't that bad are people that do it themselves. as far as I'm concerned.
Or unfortunately,
Like,
maybe people that have grown up in a household of domestic violence.
Okay, yeah, unfortunately that. Because, I mean, listen, I don't want to get into the law because I'm not a lawyer, I am not a judge and all of that. But if you was in a street fight with somebody and you punched them and you knocked them out and they fell over and they hurt themselves and they tried to sue you for whatever, you might have a leg to stand on because, you know, it's a one-on-one, it's a square off. If this person is on the floor defenseless and you are still initiating the beatdown, that shows your intentions. And I think that is the most disgusting thing about this video. There's a woman on the floor already defeated and you're still going. Nah, come on, bro. Diddy's disgusting. Sean Disgusting Combs.
And you know the Mazzoline though? Do you know the Mazzoline? They got this thing in America. I don't know if they have it in the UK. And you was kind of like, I heard about what it was. You was giving me the update before we actually started recording about the statute of limitation, which applies to this case, which means because this happened in 2016, which is 8 years ago.
More than 5 years.
It's over the 5 years. So he cannot be tried in court. He cannot be convicted of this heinous crime. It's a heinous crime, bro. And people are questioning why it came out now. Why has this came out now? It don't matter why it's came out now. It's there in 4K for you to see.
It does matter that it came out now because if it should have come out before and he should probably have been charged for something. Should have been charged for this basically. But it's come out now. There's conversations of he paid a certain amount of money to hush the video and the video still managed to find its way out. Whatever. Like I'm so over and done and disgusted with this man and this case. Like you can't defend it. People said, you know, why are people still playing Chris Brown but saying Diddy's disgusting? I think that's an interesting topic. But the one thing that I will say, and people are not going to like this, or some people are not going to like this, and maybe it is a little bit hypocritical. Chris Brown obviously put the beat down on Rihanna, but it started from him defending himself.
No. Ills.
I'm not.
That's
no,
a mad. That's a mad.
You got to let me land. You got to let me land, bro. You got to let me land. Yeah, he went too far, bro. He went too far.
He definitely did.
Like he went too far. I'm not excusing Chris Brown at all. Yeah, I'm not excusing Chris Brown at all, but I'm saying it's a completely different incident when something happens, when somebody attacks you and you get into it from there. This is just a straight up attack.
You know what, Ills? I feel like we're decent blokes. We're both decent blokes and we hang around with a lot of decent blokes. If I saw my brethren doing this, me and him ain't friends again, and I feel like you feel the same, right?
100%.
Chris Brown, I don't know if there's a difference. No, you know the main difference is? No, the main difference is Chris Brown at the time was about 20 years old, yeah? It's not nothing to do with the fact that both these men put their hands on women, yeah? Chris Brown at the time was about 20 years old. P Diddy is a man in his mid-40s when this happened. Chris Brown at about 20 years old is still trying to find himself, and I feel like took quick accountability for what happened between him and Rihanna, whether she started it or whatever. Diddy has been forced to take somewhat of accountability and acknowledge this because the video came out. When the allegations have came out about all of this crazy stuff he's supposed to have done, these allegations first came out about 6 months ago or whatever, he was just saying the truth's going to like come out eventually. I feel like if he would have taken some accountability and said, you know what, yeah, there's been some crazy stuff that I've done, it would have been slightly different. Not okay though. So I feel like the difference between a 20-year-old man fighting a woman versus a 45 or a man in his mid-40s fighting a woman, I feel like there's a big difference. A worldly man of P Diddy, well seasoned in this showbiz, a grown man with children and had a lot of experience in relationships in his life versus a man of 20 years old who's really still developing and finding his way. Do you know what I'm saying? Doesn't make it okay though.
Let me just clarify. It's never okay to hit a woman. It's never okay. There is no defense. There is no excuse. Yeah. I'm not saying Chris Brown's okay and Diddy's not. It's both bad. It's both nasty. But Chris Brown's been forgiven over time. He went through it for years and years and years. And I think the leg he had to stand on was that he got into it with his partner at the time. They got into it. It was an altercation between two people. This is not an altercation, bro. This is an attack. Cassie didn't throw something and whatever. If they had words in the hotel room and she stormed out, she stormed out. There's no physicality going on. And that's the point that I'm making in terms of the difference between the two. Like a man's like, bro, he's ran her down, bro. He ran her down. Do you get what I'm saying? And listen, I can't defend it. I just want to underline, like, I don't support this. I think he's disgusting. I call him Sean Disgusting Combs. The Diddy thing can go. Diddy done that. We all saw it. Do you understand what I'm saying? But the question that I just want to ask you while we're here, because this is not necessarily the first, sad incident that we've seen, you know, within like black music and the hip hop culture. And the question I want to ask you, because this is something like a conversation I'm seeing like brew on social media. Does hip hop like support or portray a negative treatment towards women? Would you agree with that?
I don't agree with it. I think it's art imitating life. We live in a freaking misogynist world, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Go and walk in the street, man. Go into your workplace if you got a day job. Really check what's going on, man. Like, I don't know if you got women in your family, like, look at how they're treated differently to how we're treated. I don't know if people are really understanding this, or whether people are turning a blind eye, or whether you just don't care. But I feel like it's art imitating life. So it's happening in real life. So when it comes to entertainment, movies, music, it's just being funneled through that as well. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Okay.
Don't you think the same?
Okay, no, because the angle and the reason why I asked that question is because people are trying to say that hip hop, black music, promotes this behavior.
Nah, but it does
encourages this behavior, desensitizes you to this behavior. So that, listen, what's going on in the world is,
I think entertainment desensitizes you to it. Entertainment does, and I feel like music is a part of that, and hip hop is a part of that. Unfortunately, do you know what I'm saying? But does
Afrobeats support it?
Yeah, I think it does.
Does reggaeton support it?
Yeah, I think it does. There's a point
does
here.
Does classical music support it?
I don't know, because I don't listen to classical music. I don't know, but like it might not be. It might not be on the surface though. It might not be on the surface. But like, bro, I just feel like we live in a sexist society, bro, and I feel like a lot of people are very comfortable in the way they benefit off the sexist society as well. And I don't want to really get on my high horse here and be like, oh yeah, you know what I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's different. Maybe it's different if you have like daughters or you have sisters. Or maybe some people who have daughters and sisters are just okay with like their daughters and sisters being disrespected.
Why do you have to have a daughter or sister to know that wrong is wrong?
Because I just think humans, bro, it's just the same way how like people that a lot of the time are involved in, for example, rape charities that help rape victims, most of the time are people that have been victims of rape or been near to someone who's been a victim of rape. And it's the same. Like, you feel some type of way about sexism, misogyny when you see your mother go through it, or
when you see your nearest and dearest.
Your nearest and dearest. If you're a good enough person.
My thing is this. I understand the empathy to things that you have experienced. That goes without saying. But if somebody was in court saying, well, I don't have a sister, or I wasn't close with my mother, so that's why this happened. Come on, bro. That excuse is dead. Like that is not something that you can use. And listen, I'm not here to be some person to say that the court is fair and we all going to live by the law of the court. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that is a poor excuse for this behavior. And it's never going to fly with me. I don't care like who you are. I'm fortunate enough to have been raised around a lot of women, have a sister, have daughters. Like, I'm fortunate enough to have all this. It's a blessing. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I'm not hearing that people that don't have that don't understand that this is not okay.
Bro.
That's my only thing.
Bro, some people I just feel like, again, a lot of people are desensitized to this stuff, bro. We have younger children, younger men and women that are exposed to things beyond their age. And I think that's a bit of a problem as well. Again, I'm not trying to get on my high horse. I want to go back to this Diddy thing. Your high horse, bro. I want to go back to this Diddy thing before we wrap up on this, because we're not supposed to drag this out, yeah? What I found very interesting is when we saw the video leak a matter of days ago of this Diddy incident of him tussling and putting his hands on Cassie in the hotel from 2016, I thought to myself, are we going to go down a road where it's denied or whatever? Because we've got things like deepfake and we've got things like AI, you know what I'm saying? When the R. Kelly allegations happened about 20 years ago, where you saw the video of him urinating on this young girl, that was denied for a long. I don't know if he's ever taken accountability of that. So the acknowledgement a few days later and what people are calling not much of an apology was like, wow, so Diddy, this actually did happen. And I'm just so surprised that he never just took accountability of this. Did he feel like none of this stuff was ever going to come out or something? Why didn't he take some ownership and accountability of it? But like I say, man, I'm so surprised that there was a quick acknowledgement from Diddy, because I was feeling like we was going to go down the road of like denial, or like, was that really him kind of thing? What did you think when you saw the video? Did you feel like it was going to be acknowledged quickly?
Listen, in a previous podcast, I said I never understood why he paid that money so quickly. I just didn't understand it. And I thought maybe he had a little agreement with Cassie. Maybe you hold this money for me and I'm going to go broke, but you know, it's all right over there. Evidently, that video is the reason why this was settled so quickly. And it coming out, obviously at this time, is very strange because it benefits nobody. He can't be prosecuted for it. Cassie's already been paid. She can't take him to court for it again. Do you understand? So the timing of this video is very strange, but none of that AI deepfake thing went through my head. I saw that and I knew that was what that was. And for that reason, he had to obviously come out. His apology, as you touched on, was a joke. Like, it was just a video. It wasn't an apology. And the question that I have for you on the end of all this to wrap up is it over for him? Like, Dr. Umar Johnson said that, you know, he can go and become a pastor and make even more money now.
People were debating, did he do it? I tell you what, Diddy's done. I feel like if he becomes a preacher, born again or whatever, bro, it's done, bro. Us as DJs, you see the entertainment industry, and a lot of people have a lot of leeway for a lot of flicking scoundrels in this entertainment and music business, yeah. But I feel like no one's even trying to hear a Diddy ad-lib anymore. So all them songs that he's produced and he's ad-libbing at the beginning of them, they might struggle to get played now. So unfortunately, if you are an artist who's got maybe a couple of hits and they were produced by Diddy, your streams and your plays are gonna flicking tumble, mate. He's done, bro.
Listen,
he's done.
For anybody that's career has been based around him and doesn't support or even know about his, you know, antics and his behaviors, obviously, I feel very sorry for you. For anybody that has a Spotify account, you go into Spotify, you search his name, and you mute that man so you never have to hear his voice again. Do you understand what I'm saying? Conversations on site, my brother.